It's Saturday morning in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and we've got lots to do. Just arrived back in the city. 2024 Day of the Dead Festival in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And the malecon is all decked out with skulls and Catrinas. So we just arrived back in the city and we wanted to get reacclimatized, and one of the most popular things to do on any day, let alone your first day in Puerto Vallarta, is to walk the malecon. So that's what we did. And then we had the added benefit that this was the week where they had the Day of the Dead festival. So you see that there's lots of Catrinas that the local businesses in the city constructed, including this whale one here, but they also constructed the largest Catrina in the world again, and that's at the end of the malecon, and was the first Catrina that I showed in this video. So the other benefit of being here on a Saturday and walking the malecon is if you go to the end of the malecon, which is about a mile long or 1.6 kilometers, you run into the market. And on the market, they have an artisanal market every Saturday morning. I believe it starts around 9:30, 10 o'clock. There's always live music, and one of our favorite local bands is there, and that's Monaco. And they play a variety of sort of 60s, 70s, 80s music. Lots of shops and artisans displaying their wares for the day all the way up to around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and great food. And then what we do after listening to some music and grabbing some lunch is we go to the pier and see what the fishermen are catching, or at least watch the surf, the swimmers, and watch the boat traffic. Makes for a perfect day. And from our condo, it's only about 2 or 3 kilometers long to get there and back, so it gets our steps in as well. So a beautiful way to start every Saturday morning off for us. So I hope you enjoyed the video of our morning, what our morning sojourn looks like. So the festival is running from the 31st of October to November the 3rd. I think the big parade is tonight, November the 2nd. Nice one here. So this is the iconic Puerto Vallarta sign, and it's quite common for tourists to stop here and have their picture taken. So it's only around 9:30 in the morning here, so there's not a lot of tourists on the malecon yet, but sometimes it can get quite crowded around the sign. But it does make for a great picture, and I will say the sign has been freshly painted. It was looking a little run down last year, and it seems that somebody's taking care of that. Looking for the one from Quebec, right over here.
Nice start.
So this is a parody of one of the famous malecon statues, the dancers. They've made it into a Catrina. And this is the actual dancer statue, which they're parodying. Fantastic. This is great. Even Canada's getting involved. with a statue built by the Quebec, I guess, permanent residents here. At least I suspect so. That's great. Looks perfect. Well, there's an appropriate one. They got the Montreal Canadian jersey. So death to the Montreal Canadiens. Not going to make the playoffs this year. And there you go. That's the main section of the malecon with all the Day of the Day statues, the Catrinas. And Central Market at that Laszlo Cardenas Square is back up and running, full bore, with music in the park. It's Saturday and Monaco is playing. So the Central Market and Laszlo Cardenas Park is held every Saturday. It generally starts around 9:30, perhaps 10 o'clock. By 9:30, some of the vendors are here. And they set up and they sell a lot of artisanal ware as well as food. In terms of food, you can get anything from Thai, Indian, Mexican, barbecue, lots of different snacks. They have, this guy here is actually making some incredible breakfast crepes, and right beside him is a vendor that was selling baklava. I think there's only one or two vendors that sell fruit or vegetables. In the back, there's a guy that sells homemade pasta, another couple that actually, maybe two or three that are actually making fresh bread. It's just a wonderful place to go out and grab some fresh fruit, have some lunch or early breakfast, and listen to some great music. Sun catchers. So just a short distance away from the park, you can head over to the beach. It's basically a continuation of the malecon, but not exactly called it that way. And after about maybe 300 yards or 0.3 kilometers, you'll run into the pier. It's a beautiful walk along the beach. Lots of restaurants in this particular location, so lots to choose from if you want a sit-down meal rather than going to the park. But the highlight for us is actually reaching the pier and sitting down on the pier and watching the fishermen, the boats, the pelicans diving, catching their own fish. It's just quite relaxing and enjoyable. So this is the pier, Some people refer to it as the Los Muertos Pier because the Los Muertos beach is just to the south of the pier. It's actually quite picturesque. It's quite stylish, this pier, and if you ever have a chance to be here at night, they do light up the pier and it looks quite beautiful. This is also a very popular spot to go to because if you want to go to one of the outlying sort of beach villages, you can catch a boat from here, what they refer to as a water taxi. And this year's price to grab a water taxi out to Yalapa, for example, is 500 pesos, and that's about $30 Canadian, and then that's a return trip, by the way. So you'll start off in the morning, you'll pick a time, you can reserve it in advance. Generally, I think they start leaving around 8 o'clock, and then every 20 to 30 minutes after that. And again, there's a number of different vendors, and then you'll come back in the afternoon, and you can pick a time you want to come back. Normally, if we go to Yalapa, we go over for the full day, so we'll spend a good 8 hours over there. So normally on a non-Saturday, we would just continue our walk into Old Town, but since the market's still going on and there's great music by Monaco, we're going to head on back there and listen to a few more sets, or at least one more set of theirs. Back to our condo, so we're walking back along the malecon, and in this stretch you can see you're still walking right along the beach, and there's lots of vendors on this main part of the malecon as well, so if you're looking for souvenirs, this is the place to go. And here we are once again on the main section of the central square, right across from the church where all the Catrinas are. And hopefully you'll get a better view of those, especially the large Catrina at the end, which is, my understanding, is once again the world's tallest.
Ça fait longtemps qu'on s'est pas vu.
Monaco joue à l'autre bout.
Ah, ok. Yeah, she has a parrot on her hands there. Got better teeth.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe.